Testing, testing the machine. Can you hear me? Put your hands up if you can. Can you hear me? No, I didn't think you could. Can anybody hear me at all? I can hear it, but you can't. Okay, Dorina, nobody can hear me on the mic. Dorina. Okay, are they raising the sound? Can you now hear me? Is it getting better? Getting better, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, at the very back, terrific, Dot. Fabulous, thank you for raising the sound. Now, normally I would ring a bell. However, I don't have the bell, but Stuart says I could use his head. But I don't know that would actually be a good thing to do. So, enjoy your meal. There's the buffet, queue up outside. Enjoy 15 minutes of nice, quiet chat with your friends, and then we'll come back with the program. All right.
Quiet chat of this number. It's like having a loud silence.
mutter quietly. Hi there, everybody. It's 12:15. It's time to actually start the meeting. I have to note to you all how fabulous the energy is in this room. It is absolutely wonderful. Can you all hear me? I'm going to speak to Dot. Dot, correct? You can't hear me, Nina. Dot, you can't hear me. Okay. What? Yeah. No. Okay. Is that better? Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me now? Okay, terrific. Yeah, we're in a new room. We're just getting used to the sound system here. So thank you all for being very nice and quiet, because we have John Doerr coming to speak now. He's going to take us through the pledge.
Where's the flag? Okay, look at the screen. We'll be looking there later. Okay, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we're going to do the four-way test since we don't have a piano. Ready? Is it the truth? It is fair to all concerned, will build goodness and will benefit all concerned. Thank you.
Good on you, John. John has been with us since December 2023, so it's really quite new, and thank you for taking us through the pledge and the four-way test. Now, I am going to ask you all for a moment of silence. Do you think I can get such an energized group to be silent? It would be lovely.
Silence, please.
Silence, please. Serious. No, Matt Nance's mother, Jan O'Brien, has passed away on January the 17th from cancer. Now, many of us in the club, we knew Jan, particularly in association in the community, and she was very good at designing kitchens, apparently. A memorial will be planned in the future, so if we can have a moment's silence, I'd be most grateful. Matt, I know you're here, and our thoughts are with you and the family. Yeah. And now we've got Joe Danishevsky. He's been with us since 2018, June 2018, and he's going to give us the inspiration.
Joe D, right? Let's hear it. Joe D. Okay. You know, last weekend, my wife and I drove up to Phoenix. We had a meeting to attend, and we stayed at a Best Western, and we chatted with the gentleman staff that greeted us, answered all our questions, and I was thinking, boy, I'm going to talk about attitude with my fellow Rotarians. And I had to ask this gentleman a question because he was so wonderful. He had a great attitude. And I said, you know, I'm going to give this speech on attitude, and, you know, do you have a favorite quote? And he just looked at me, he was a big guy, and he said, sir, treat others the way you want to be treated. Amen, huh? It's pretty powerful stuff. Okay, attitude tune-up card. How many folks carry around something that kind of gives them little reminders about their attitude? I do, and I'm going to suggest that you think about doing it. Way to go. So you can read positive affirmations daily. Be proactive, be prepared, be accountable. Use powerful words. I feel fantastic. Say after me, I feel fantastic. Enthusiasm creates action. Focus on your what's important now. Don't tighten up, lighten up. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Garbage in, garbage stays. Watch out for negative input. Take a risk. Jump out of your comfort zone. Happiness is a state of mind. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. Overcome fear by taking action. Life can be a challenge. Attitude helps you challenge life. The race has already started. No sense looking back.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody here in this new location. In case you're a guest or a visitor, I get to announce all the guests and visitors, so I'll be doing that in a second. But if you're looking for a club and you want to be in the best club in Tucson with great people, I highly suggest you consider our club. So with that, let me introduce the guests, and if you're a guest, if you could please stand and we could recognize you. From the Tucson Verde Club, Michael Drake. Michael. From Catalina Rotary, Pat Patton.
Yeah, come back, Pat.
Yeah, come back, Pat. Come back, Pat. Come back, Pat. Come back, Pat. Okay, we got that out of our system. Guest of Marianne Freitas, Marie Ross. Marie? Guest of Margaret Higgins, Ashwan Naidu.
You made to stand up. Yay.
I was going to say, you're pretty short. Guest of Margaret Higgins, Justin Martinez. Guest of Jeff Ronstadt, Trushi Mawala. Guest of Jeff Ronstadt, Jed Lightcap. And guest of Steve Pickering, Thomas Gomez. Thomas? Welcome all, and welcome those watching from home. Dr. Margaret?
Thank you, sir. I'll take responsibility for this. I'm pushing things along today because I really want to give our guest speaker as much time as possible. And it's all down to me at this very minute. So I want to introduce our new member. Our new member is Elijah Nadoa. It's nearly all been said in the Tucson, so look, I'm not going to repeat it, but I will give you very brief highlights, an introduction to this wonderful man. Elijah Nadoa, also known as L, either or, was born and raised in Senegal, West Africa. He came to the US. He has a BSc in administration from the U of A, and he holds Rotary's values, and I think that's most important to us. At the local level, he's volunteered at places like Casa de los Niños. Interestingly enough, one of my favorite shopping places until it closed as a shop. And at Big Brothers and Sisters, at the international level, he's created the Forgotten Children, a non-profit geared towards helping street children in Senegal. He's helping them to gain self-sufficiency, and on the tables you'll find some postcards with a bit more information about it. But I think it was last week's meeting we heard about people here on the streets in devastating straits. It's all over the world. And Elijah is doing something to try and counteract this. He's active in our community, or has been, including being a past chair of the Greater Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce. See, hear that? Wow. Great, yeah, wow, I love it. He's a UA alum and a Wildcat supporter. He's got 20 years of banking experience in Tucson, and he knows Justin Martinez very well, and he was Senior VP of Canyon Community Bank. Currently, he's Director of Business Development for Corporate Care Solutions. His boss is here, and once again demonstrating Rotary values, helping those in need find a matching counterpart to address their needs in our community. So please welcome our newest member into the Rotary Club of Tucson. Everybody stand, please. Welcome, Elijah.
He wants a picture.
I know he does, but I've got to give you this.
Thank you.
That's part of the picture. Terrific. How often do you have a new member launch straight into giving the talk? Never. Never, you say. Now, this is Elijah, and I will talk over the video as you see it. How many new members do you see walking with lions? Hang on, there he is. There's Elijah. Look, there we go. Not only is he walking with the lions there in Senegal, but he has also extended an invitation. He doesn't know this, I'm saying this, but to us, in the future, anybody who wants to go to Senegal can happily join him and walk with the lions. I, for one, will be doing it. Yay, and I've got several others waving their hand. Okay, good job. He's passionate about music, Elijah is. He's passionate about exercise and is a member of my gym, so much so that I daren't go in case I see him and I get embarrassed because he looks so good and I'll, be barely lifting a 2-pound weight. He's also passionate about lions and about giving opportunities to those who are less fortunate. So let's hear and see from Elijah, who's living Rotary's values in every sense. I give you not only our new member, but also our speaker.
Thank you. I might have to hold this up. I promised my mom that one day I will get a standing ovation. So if you can't stand up, do it. You don't even need to clap. I just want you to hold your hand like this. And any photographer, take a picture, but because I'm sending it to her. Let's do it. Come on. Like that. All right, photographer, where are you at? Mom, I told you one day I will get it. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There you go. There you go. Well, thank you. It's a pleasure being here, and thanks for having me. This is such a great organization. I'm just happy and blessed and humbled to be part of it. Like Margaret said, born and raised in Senegal in West Africa. 1995, I packed my bag. I had a small suitcase, got to New York with $600, and I said, okay, what's next? Long story short, here, went to school, Pima, University of Arizona in operations management. Got into banking, 20 plus years. 2010, decided to start the Forgotten Children. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to get right into it. So our mission, we are a nonprofit organization which serve orphan, homeless children in Bour, Senegal, which is where I'm from. We established a boarding school, and we try to provide safe housing, nourishment, and education for these children in dire needs. These are the kids when we opened the school last year. This is where it all started, with the vision. I bought this piece of land, and I'm like, okay, now what? Standing right in the middle of it, but I could see the vision. And that's all I needed. And the work began. We started, digging. I was there from the get-go. The guys let me use the shovel, even though I don't know what I was doing, but they were like, okay, let's do it. And as you can see, I used to have hair. Long story, but we'll talk about that later. One brick at a time, and that's what my life has always been. Moving here, not knowing anybody, I said, it's just going to take one day at a time. First of all, I need to learn the language. Started with that. Then started building from there. So that picture, actually, I have it on my phone always, and I'm looking at it the whole time. One brick at a time. And never doubt, and keep on going. It's been tough. I'll tell you, it's been very rough, to the point where I wanted to give up. But I'm like, no, these kids that we're going to help deserve more than this. I cannot give up. And before you know it, this is the main building. Things just started happening. And we don't have all the funding that we needed, so every year, I bought that piece of land 8 years ago. Every year we just collect friends, families, I do an annual event. Whatever we raise, we go to the next phase. And that's how we're able to get it done. Give a hand and believe. Again, I don't know what I was doing, but they say, hey, come on up. So this is what it looks like before we painted and did all of that. Continued blessings. And I'm firmly believe of that. I am so blessed to even be standing right here in front of you. I mean, when I left Africa and I was coming here, and I said, okay, when I graduated from U of A, I called my parents and I told them. And even my closest friends were like, there's no way. Because again, it's the attitude that others have towards you, but it's you knowing what you want and what you're going after and just pursuing it. And this is the final product. We have a 2-story building. House is about up to 100 is the capacity, and we can do more. This alley that you see is dedicated to people that have been influential and helping. So I make these pavers and I dedicate it to them, and we put them right there. Youngest child we have from 3 years old right now to 15. And this is a Brothers Day Brothers. And he was 3 years old last year when we got him. Poverty is a complicated issue, but feeding a child isn't. It's not. So they are brothers, found out about them, hired their dad to be the security guard. One of them in the yellow have eye issues, so we are taking care of them, giving them an education. They've never been to school. They were always wandering the village. So we got them, and not only that, we gave their dad a job, and he's a security guard at nighttime. Amazing guy. This was last year when we did the inauguration. As you can see, some of my friends came with me, the kids and their teachers. It was a great visit, and we inaugurated the school and got it started. Soda is her name. Great soccer player. She's a tomboy of the school, and the boys know not to mess with her. I mean, I love that kid. She's just something else. She's part of the kids that we have in there. Very smart. Soda, she's 6 years old. I met with her mother, single mom. Dad is nowhere to be found. She's been trying everything she can to educate her, but it's been tough. So I also decided to hire her because she's a teacher, a French teacher. So she's at the school. We also are taking care of Soda, totally free, and she's doing amazing. Orphaned by a mother, so 4 sisters, the way with kidney issues. We decided to take her and her big sister and give dad a little break. Single dad with 4 daughters hasn't been easy. But that's what we do. We try to find cases and situations that we can make a difference, not only for the street children, but for the underprivileged kids. Now, this is a sad one. His mother, mentally disabled, and unfortunately, somebody got her pregnant. She was just wandering the streets. We don't know still who the dad is. Grandma was taking care of him, and again, he would get up in the morning, go by the ocean, and spend the whole day over there. I heard about him. I told my brother, go find him, and let's bring him to school. He's doing thing. He struggled when he first got there because of the new environment, but he's just having a great time. Now, this was last year. You can see classroom with the kids, and they're laughing at me because I wouldn't have fit. You guys remember those tables? I couldn't fit in there whatsoever, but this is what we got for them, and like I said, they're just doing amazing. This was them with the uniforms when we did the inauguration last year. The picture you see on the back, that's my dad. He passed away about a year ago. He was able to see the school when we started it, but never saw the finished product. So I decided to name the school after him in his honor. So that's the picture of him behind that you see over there. Great guy, great guy. The ladies, once again, when we first opened, just doing amazing, amazing, smart young kids that we're giving an opportunity to. There is a boy that we got last year. His name is Modu. When he was 2 years old, his father murdered his mother, who was 9 months pregnant, in front of him. Everybody in Senegal knows about the story. Grandma took him to the village. Again, same story. They don't do nothing. He just, wanders around. I told my brother, let's go find him. We went, talked to the grandmother. She was a little hesitant, but we finally got him. The boy wasn't even speaking Wolof, which is the native language in Senegal. Very quiet, very reserved, and rightfully so. November, I was in Senegal. Modou is now the captain of the small soccer team they have in the school. He's laughing, he's joking, he's doing great at school. I mean, I look at him, I did a video just with him playing soccer and just to see the transformation. And that's what the Forgotten Children is all about. They just needed an opportunity. And I'm just happy, blessed that we're able to do that, and we're gonna continue to do that. So like Margaret said, there's some information on the table. Learn more about it. I know timing is not is very tight, so we cannot go into more details. But that's the Tree of Life we did last year with some of my friends that came with me. And every child that we get now, they get to put their handprints on it. And we will see that evolve. Right now, I have about 68 kids at the school. They live there. They go to school, the whole 9 yards. We take care of them. We give them everything that they need. Trade schooling is something else that we're going to start pretty soon, hopefully. English is something that they're going to be learning. November, I was able to get some laptops donated, so we're going to set up a computer room for them. Every Sunday now, I got them a projector. They get to watch a documentary or a movie about educational stuff, and it's just kids that never had a birthday. I mean, we talk about being hard in here, but oh my God, it's the lowest of the lowest in there, and it's just reality. There's so many of them. In Senegal alone, there's over 100,000 child beggars. There's no way I can help all of them, but I can do what. That's what I got.
Not long after I first met El, I was able to see some photographs, which I don't know if he's able to bring them up now, but of children living under cardboard sheets on the streets. That was their only way of keeping warm, so they weren't sleeping on the dirt. Photographs of children who are having to steal food from rubbish bins, garbage cans, to feed themselves and their families. And I was so overwhelmed by this, and I am every time I think about it. I've gone goosebumpy right at this very minute. So we in Rotary, we live to help others. We do service projects. And internationally, we work on economic development as one of our many goals. And I know that through the Forgotten Children, the children that are of work age, when they get there, having been educated and no longer living under cardboard on the streets, they will be able to get jobs. If they can get jobs, they can support families, and it can spread incrementally. And I'm hoping that the difference that we can make in Senegal, in Mabor, will actually spread out wider into Senegal and possibly even wider into other countries. But he embodies everything that we in Rotary live for. Do you have any questions? Okay, question at the very back, El.
Yes, there's a Rotary Club. Actually, right after this meeting, we're going to be talking to the president of the Rotary Club in Senegal, in Dakar, one of the biggest ones that they have. So we're going to have a Zoom call to do an introduction. So yes, we found one.
Two things. Margaret, would you tell everyone exactly what we are doing as Rotary Club of Tucson? And also, Elle, if we want to also donate personally, how do we do that?
Well, this is not meant to be an ask. This is a talk.
I understand that.
Okay, fine. Information is on the cards. But what we have started already is we've got a district grant, and our foundation has also granted us money. So we've got $4,000 at this moment for a community assessment in Senegal. So it's not we saying this is what you need, but it's the local people who can themselves, after interviews, after focus groups, which we know well, they can say, this is what we need. And then we're going to use this information, and we're going to go for a global grant. And several people in this room are helping us work on that. So we're going big. And our district, 5,500, is very proud of us for going big. to try and make this difference in the world. Michael.
Are you incorporated as a nonprofit corporation in Arizona, and have you been granted charitable status, so-called 501c3 by IRS?
Absolutely. Started in 2010, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So that's settled and when we started it. So like Margaret says, there's a postcard on your table with more information. There's a QR code. So Diana, thank you for that question. But there we go. Yeah.
So I have two questions. Well, they're both important to me. So question number one, what's the largest obstacle that you have to overcome on a daily, weekly basis at the school? And then, well, why don't you answer that, and then I'll ask question number two.
Absolutely. So as you know, having kids in there, it's a big responsibility, but it's a responsibility that we decided to take upon ourselves. Right now, the biggest challenge that I have is take care of those kids, feeding them. 68 kids from 3 to 15. I tell you, boy, them kids can eat. So that's my biggest challenge, and of course the staff that's in there that's helping them. So that month that we have.
And then the second question is, I'm a musician as well, and I see a fabulous instrument over there. Is that going to be played? Because it would be a crime if it's not.
Yes, we get to sample that right after this, so we'll have a 5-minute little set.
All right, that was important to me as well.
Thank you, thank you.
I know what it is, but I'm sure you'll explain it. But it's.
Yes. I need to talk to you afterwards.
So I have a question about the. I have a question about the laptops. If you're able to get laptops or computers for the kids in your facility, would you have access to internet? Is there broadband and all that stuff in that area?
Yes, we were able to set up Wi-Fi at the school. It's a little weak, but we are working on trying to get that better with the companies that are in Senegal. So it's a work in progress, but right now it's slow, but we do have access to a small Wi-Fi capacity.
Also, two-question thing. First question, just curious. It's been 10 years, right, or more than that, actually, 12 years that you've been.
2010 is when I started the nonprofit, but the school 8 years ago. That's when we start building.
I'm just curious about the children growing up and graduating or moving on, like especially the orphan children. What have their futures looked like, or what's their current look like? You know, have they gone on to being not I don't think being adopted is the right word, but maybe, you know, what are they doing after the school program?
Absolutely. So we've always I thought about it from the beginning. So this is our first year. So not only are they going to school to learn the curriculum, but the trade schooling as well. So they can have that opportunity when they get out. And of course, as we move forward and develop the process, then how do we get them scholarships to come into the United States, to other countries and expand, but also locally how and create new businesses where they will be able to employ. How do we get the women in the villages come in and do something? So it's a whole process that we're working on, but it's a great question. Sustainability for me is the key. One college or what next. So we have a whole program designed for that to help them out.
On the fun side, I just wanted to say I'm a wildlife conservationist, and I'd love to talk with you later about walking with the lions.
Oh,
taking the kids to walk with the lions.
Absolutely. Amazing. Let's do it.
I just feel that I should mention that Ashwin himself has a 501c3, and he is devoted to working throughout the world on saving endangered species. Ashwin, stand up. I mean, yeah.
Margaret, one other question. Also, just back to the school itself, 68 kids. They're resident kids and spend full time. And you said it can hold up to 100. Can it hold more than that? You kind of alluded to that.
Yes. Right now, the way we designed it with those 2 stories, it can hold up to 100. But when I did the foundation, I made it where we can add 2 additional stories if we wanted to. The goal right now downstairs, we're getting full capacity. Need to finish up upstairs the restrooms. We're gonna move the girls up there. But again, we have the capacity to add 2 more stories if we wanted to. So we can add as many as we can. It's just that being able to take care of them as we bring them. Thank you, Chuck.
Elle's just going to set up for the music. Jack, do you want? No, ask a question.
Absolutely. So with the line, you got to experience it. You will love it as soon as you see them eye to eye. You'll change your mind. The ages that we have right now, 3 to 15, because of the curriculum that we have to follow. But eventually, we want to take it up to college level. So being the first year right now, we're just working all the kinks. I think we have the best school principal in Senegal. He retired, but when he heard about the project, he decided to come back. So we definitely have things in place that we're going to put together because, like I said, even I can get it to a university level. Why not? Sky is the limit. Thank you.
While Elle's setting up, I was very pleased when I met him to find out how many people he knows in our Rotary. Diana, Waki, I think he might know Vicky, I'm not sure, but he certainly knows multiple people in here, which was great. And I'd also like to thank his boss because their company recognized his passion and are supportive of it. So I'm thrilled. So thank you very much for allowing him. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Actually, although I can be very bossy, I'm actually a board member with Elijah. I'm not his boss. So I met Elijah, and as you can tell by what Elijah has done, I'm very drawn to his mission, and I'm very proud to be on the board with Elijah. So I'm secretary of the board and support everything he does.
We all know about bossy board members anyway, regardless. Elijah, take it away. Do you need the microphones? You're fine. Again, how many new members not only walk with the lions, but entertain you as well, serenade you, hey? Come on, all praise. He's a first. He's absolutely a first.
So this instrument that I'm holding on is called a kora, K-O-R-A. It's an old West African instrument that our great-grandparents used to play. 3 years, well, I've known about it for many years. 3 years ago, I said, I'm getting one. Went to Senegal, had this one made, and here we are. So we're going to sample that today. It has 21 strings. Some people call it the African harp. But it's just my new baby, and I just love it. The song that I'm going to do, I don't sing because everybody will be leaving the room. But everything that I play is instrumental, and it just speaks to who I am and what I believe in. This one is called Grateful, and that's how I feel right now. So we're going to sample that and see. Okay there? Yeah. Thank you all very much. If you love that type of music, I do have my new single that just came out. I have CDs for sales here. You know how I got to do this. Come on now. Thank you all.
Don't say you were not well entertained today. I think I possibly feel warm towards this because I used to live in Africa, as you know. But I have to say that this music is a long way from, let's say, Rod Stewart and the Beatles. But I know, but isn't it fabulous? And Elle, thank you so very, very much for playing and for doing what you do in the world. Marvelous. Yeah. We have a book called Making a Difference, and this book will go into the Make Way for Books. We all support literacy. Elle supports literacy in a different country. We support literacy. He's going to sign this, and then this will go into the library. And David Lovett is not here today. His wife had emergency surgery, or at least an exploratory surgery, but he is the director and president of Make Way for Books. Okay, well, thank you for that. I mean, quite moved. Now we'll go on to birthdays. And we have a couple of birthdays. We did have David Lovett, but he's not here. So we'll start with, oh gosh, look at that.
I could auction mine off.
Auction it off, please.
What do we say? Yeah, look at this cheesecake. You can barely see the top of it.
Come on, come on, come on.
You really can't.
Somebody paid $20. Yeah, somebody paid 20. Yeah, right. Yeah. $20. Good job. Oh, Diana, 25 for the dessert. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. $25, Diana, you're a marvel. Thank you very, very much.
Do I get a brokerage commission?
Oh, would the other bidder like for $25? $20 for the other dessert. Just for those of you that don't know, there's a move in here not to have dessert because we've already got enough sugar in our bodies and enough pep and go. So when we are given dessert, we try to raise money for Rotary. Now, Stu Goldman, he's retired from limousine service. He was at the Ohio State U. He's been with us since January 2015. And we're meant to say something that nobody else knows, but he said there's nothing new.
There is nothing new under the sun. Actually, I've been advised that tomorrow is a very auspicious anniversary for me. That with any luck, tomorrow I will be celebrating 40 years in this club. Thank you very much. Yeah. And what doesn't surprise me is that I've wanted to continue my membership here through so many decades. It's that you've permitted me to remain here. Oh my goodness! Did you leave?
No, you were the lead. Don't be silly.
My poor brain. I don't remember what I had for breakfast, but that's good. What are you doing later? Yeah. Anyway, back in 1984, I made a proper decision, and I didn't know it when I joined Rotary. I didn't know I was going to be meeting the acquaintance and the friendship and the camaraderie of the finest echelon of people that I've ever known in my life, and I'm grateful for that. Very, very simply, Elle, nothing personal, but I'd rather walk with Rotarians than walk with lions, even though they do good things too. Oh, those lions. Forget I said it. Cancel. For you, it would take too long. But all seriousness aside, I was talking to a friend of mine. I've been getting in touch lately, with a little concerned about this aging thing and getting older. And she said to me, don't worry about it, Stu, because, you know, age is really just a number. And I nodded my head, and but I thought about it for a couple of days, and I want to share with you my conclusion is, you know, age is not just a number. It's just a noun. This thing on? Okay. Thank you very much.
Trust me, that was short for him. He usually goes on for 5 minutes or more. So yeah, yeah. Thank you, Stu. You delight us constantly. Elle, he is a musician. Just to let you know, yes, he is a musician as well. And now we also have Sandra Johnson. She's been with us fairly recently. Her birthday, however, is January the 26th. She's a realtor. And something to know about her is that when she was in a serious car accident, her main concern was for her husband's golf clubs. He's almost dead. I'm almost dead. Get the golf clubs out of the car.
What's your point?
The paramedic said, she's a good woman. You better hang on to her. Sandra.
Yes, Ray and I rolled at 75 miles an hour and lived to tell about it. So we feel pretty lucky. Ray, come on up. I wanted to thank Jen, who's my mentor, and Wes for inviting me to be part of the club. And that was during March Madness a couple years ago, actually. So be inviting people, especially my team or our team, invite people, because it's a great opportunity for people to get to know what Rotary is and all the things that we do. So this year for my birthday, I kind of had a reverse birthday. And my morning started with Starbucks. I know that may not seem like a lot to you, but Ray sneaks out of the house, if it weren't for the Ring doorbell, saying that someone was at the front door at 6:30 or 7 in the morning. And he treats me to Starbucks on my birthday, took me to breakfast and said, what would you like to do? And as an act of love, he took me to the gem show. And trust me, that is an act of love for Raymond. So he funded my shopping where I was able to buy gifts for my family and therefore having a reverse birthday. And so the girls got pendants, the guys got some great rings. They have great prices there. I encourage you to shop and support the gem show. And then my grandchildren, we had 4 of our 5 grandchildren at the house, and they were gifted shark teeth and fossils and jewelry and some fun gem show trinkets. And I guess I just say that this year, Ray and I both feel very blessed and grateful for our life, for everything that we've been able to be a part of. And so we hope that this year is full of blessings and that we have the ability to continue blessing those as well. So thank you.
Stu can now rest easy. I don't know how old he is, trust me. But if he's, let's say, 80, a reverse birthday means he's 08. Yes, he's 8. There you go. Young. And now an introduction of a new member. We have Drew. Drew has been with us since 1986.
Almost as long as Stu. Yeah, only 4 years difference, I think, right? So, thank you very much. Mitch Pisek has been reminding us lately that the most important duty of Rotarians is to bring in new members. So, meet our newest member, Rob Tull. Rob has a just slightly newer, I guess now. His classification is health and fitness wellness. And so I was concerned, what does wellness mean? So I looked it up, and the definition, the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health, holistic meaning of the whole person. And that's very interesting about it. It's multidimensional. It includes physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, and environmental for individuals. And he also helps corporations and communities and resort programs to build similar programs to what he does. He's much more than just a friendly, healthy guy with a great gym, but the question is, how did we get here? So he was born in Pennsylvania. He was the oldest of 3 children, lived in the second suburb of the United States. It's called Levittown. Some people may have heard of it. The first one was in New York, and the second one was in Philadelphia. It was the largest Philadelphia suburb in the 1950s. In high school, he was active in soccer and track, but his passion was always art. He graduated from Villanova with a degree in business administration finance, and he later earned a degree in master's in business law from Loyola University of Chicago School of Law. What did that lead to? Well, it led to the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, where he, for 7 years, was an auditor and a compliance examiner. Ooh.
Maybe you misunderstand that word.
He then spent 24 years specializing in investment management compliance, and that included serving in the global as the global chief compliance officer of CBRE Investment Management. And I wondered what that was and looked it up, and I found out that they oversee $100 billion of institutional investors and investment funds across 30 different organizations. In the meantime, because he wasn't doing too much there, he was also an adjunct law professor at the University of St. Thomas School of Law. But you can imagine that that did bear down a little bit, and after the stress of his career burned him out and dissolved his family, unfortunately. Rob was a fitness enthusiast, and he decided it was time to make a climate change, both for himself and for the weather. And he ended up here in Tucson and founded Elements Wellness Group. You can look it up online. It's elementsprogram.com and learn a lot about them there. It's a collective of wellness services, not just the gym, as I said, but it supports physical, emotional health. So Rob also is a collector of certifications, which I found interesting. He's a CPA, a certified public accountant, a certified fraud examiner, a certified financial risk manager, a certified compliance and ethics professional, a certified securities compliance professional, certified professional coach, certified professional trainer, and a group fitness instructor. So, and he has a second degree black belt in Kempo Karate, also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's a martial arts coach. So in his spare time, he likes to volunteer. He was on the board and actually chaired the National Society of Compliance Professionals. When he was in the Philadelphia area, he was on the board of the local area YMCA there. Here in Tucson, he's on the board of Groundswell Capital. I don't know if any of you heard of it. It's an IDA of the city of Tucson. It's a green-oriented incubator for small businesses in this area. Rob's also the featured expert in 3 international best-selling books on personal development. He has 2 sons, Henry, who's 19, Elliot, who's 15. And channeling past President Chuck Sawyer, what you might not ever get to know about him, he's also an avid Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars fan, and his office wall is covered with Disney pins. So meet the world's most recently introduced Rotarian, my friend Rob Tull.
Thank you. I'm just happy to be here and looking forward to contribute in any way that I can. So thank you. Photograph. What am I doing with the photograph? Oh, okay. Oh, gotta have that. Okay. Gotta have that. Okay.
You got President Margaret Yep in it too. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt.
And Joe Daniszewski. Joe. Yes. What? It's your turn. Joe D, sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we are blessed to be able to present a Paul Harris Fellow today to Higgins. The Paul Harris Fellowship expresses appreciation for a contribution to the humanitarian and educational programs of the Rotary Foundation. These programs include an array of projects that save international friendship and understanding, and they also have educational opportunities, food, potable water, health care, immunizations, and shelter for millions of people. These activities are funded, implemented, and managed by Rotarians and Rotary clubs around the globe. Margaret Higgins is receiving her Paul Harris Fellow +3 in special appreciation for the ways her life exemplifies the humanitarian and educational objectives of the Rotary Foundation. She has lived in England, Australia, New Zealand, Morocco, and the United States. She went to 5 high schools, studied in 4 continents, and has taught in 3 universities in 3 different nations. Her family is scattered across Canada, Austria, Australia, Scotland, Turkey, and New Zealand. She is a citizen of 3 nations, especially the United States. When asked about her pride in being a part of Rotary, Margaret responds, "Rotarians have a sense of internationalism. We are one world, after all. Rotary is an organization that understands that the world will be a better place when all in it have health care, can read proficiently, and are at peace with each other." It gives me great pleasure, and it's a real honor, to present you on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation your new lapel pin with 3 emeralds as a symbol of your appreciation of and support of their programs. Please join me in thanking and congratulating Margaret on her Paul Harris Fellow. Congratulations.
For a moment, he thought he'd forgotten the wonderful looking pin. It's been an honor for me to be in Rotary. It really has. It's opened my eyes to what we as individuals, when we come together collectively, can do in the world. So I thank you all for this honor. And given the number of high schools and countries I've lived in, Rob, I must be certifiable too. That's all I can say. It's Dan again.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc. Hey, we have no raffle today because the tickets are down at the TCC, but we do have a recognition. I'd like to have Mr. Jimmy Wood stand up. Jim? He was listed in Biz Tucson as a next-gen leader, and he made the Forbes Best State Wealth Management Team 2nd year in a row. If you go to the next page, that's what he looks like. Yeah, there's Jimmy Woods for you. And back to you, Doc.
He has been fined. I think Dan forgot to mention that. You've been fined, haven't you, Jim? All right, yeah, he has. Yeah, sorry, he forgot to mention it. How much do we? We've had calls for 1,000. We've had calls for 500. Uh-oh. He has been fined. And now we come to announcements. Okay, remember, that's the beginning of a rhyme, isn't it? However, remember, the February the 7th, it's a mixer at Tesoro Latin Kitchen. All right, there's the information there. It's on Oracle Road. It's about 30 seconds if I roll down the hill. Brilliant. In a car. Bruce, on my bike. Bruce, I'm no dummy. Bruce.
All right, that's me, Bruce 3.
Yeah.
We've got a hike coming up February the 10th. That's a week from Saturday. We're going to do the Brown Mountain Loop over in the Tucson Mountains. Nice little moderate hike, 4 miles. Will be about 2 hours. Hope you can all join me, and more information coming out next week with the weather forecast.
Bruce, it's important to know if it's at 7:30 in the morning when I am definitely not joining, or if it's like a decent time of the day. We don't know the time yet? Okay. All right. Diana Medeiros?
Yes. I'm happy to announce that Sanavir has agreed to do a private tour of the mission for us, and we need to know how many people will come. It's Wednesday, March 13th. It'll be at 11 o'clock. The tour is about an hour, and then we'll arrange for whoever wants to go out to lunch to go somewhere. And you can bring guests, and it will count towards your membership points. Can I please see a show of hands if you're going to come?
Wow, too many to count.
Okay, we'll send out an announcement, and we'll have you formally sign up. It is $5 a person. Okay.
Wow. Hey, Diana, we'll make it 10, and the extra can come to us for our. Yeah, right, fine. Oh yeah, now we're thinking. Peter Bean. Oh well, nice. Peter.
Good afternoon, everyone. This time of year, it's time to think about tax returns. Everybody will be filing tax returns in the next couple months. So I just want to remind you about the Rotary Vocational Fund of Arizona. The Vocational Fund was founded in 1990 to give grants to individuals who are going for certifications in vocational trades. This is not professional degrees. These are certifications in things like healthcare, building trades, and technology trades. And all these grants stay within the state of Arizona. I know this club has sponsored individuals for Pima Community College for their vocational schools, and also Pima Medical Institute. So how does this tie into tax returns? The Rotary Vocational Fund is a qualifying charity for purposes of receiving Arizona tax credit contributions. So you can make a contribution to the organization, get a dollar for dollar reduction in your state income tax returns. The slide is a little bit dated, but the limit for 2023, if you file married jointly, the limit is $841 that you can contribute and get a credit for, and all other filers are $421. The good news is you can do this right up till April 15th. So as you're doing your tax returns, if you have a liability or you want to reduce your liability, think of the vocational fund, and you can do that online right up to April 15th. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Peter. Rob, I'm sure your ears perked up. The word certification was mentioned. Yes, indeed. Yes, there we go. Vicky.
Hi. Oh, boy. So first up, we're going to go to, well, hopefully, I would like to see a show of hands of who would be interested in going to Pima Community College Aviation Center on the, okay, so Marcy put it together for us. All right, so that's great. So email me if you're bringing a guest. It is, you pay for your own lunch, but this time there's going to be 2 food trucks so that we can go faster. And the tour is going to start at noon, so you want to get there early if you want to eat beforehand at the food truck. So there's an Italian truck, it looks like, and a taco truck. All righty? And now for March Madness. Cliff, you're on. All right. Oh, Jeff's not.
Oh, I'm here, Vicki.
All right.
Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Rotarians, and Curtis, welcome to this year's March Madness. Give me a hand. All right. We've got 2 brackets. We got the East bracket and the West bracket. And we are going to give you updates on who the winners are. February, Vicki, what's the date? February 21st, you'll get your updates. So, right now in the West bracket, we have Team 1, Captain Curtis Dawson and his No Bull crew. Sit down, Curtis. All right. And they are up against Michael Guyman and the Chamber of Madness. Team number 8. Yeah, thank you, Elijah. Thank you very much. By the way, for those of you Rotary members who have been here for a while, remember when Ernie used to show up and play his accordion? Oh, yes. We got a new guy right over there. He's the new Ernie. All right, and the winner of that disaster will play Team 2, the Johnson Smith Ballers. There they are up here. And they're going against Doug and Kenny, the Talking Heads. Team 3. Lots of excitement, ladies and gentlemen, lots of excitement. And then we have over in the East bracket, and these guys, Team 4, led by the venerable Joni Condit, and her cohorts, Nina and Dot, the Purple Porpoises. I know, me too. And then they'll be going up against Jonathan and his SEAL Team 6. All right, there's a lot of love back there. And then finally, in the southern part of the eastern bracket, we've got Bobby Larson. And Bobby, once he gets out of therapy, because look at the name of his team, Us Against Everyone Else. Bobby, do we need to have a conversation? You going to be okay? You sure? Okay, so you know, the odds to Bobby's team of winning are like 1 billion to 1 right now with that kind of an attitude. But they're going to be going up against Brandy Haga Blackman and the Jazz Cats. Did I say Brandy? I apologize. And so all of these teams, ladies and gentlemen, everybody here on a team, raise your hand. Should be all of you. If you're not raising your hand, find out what team you're on. Because this is the time of year where we do what? We invite our friends, our businesses acquaintances, people that we like, people that we'd like to know, to join Rotary. All right? So get out there. What the heck is this? You missed the cue. Ladies and gentlemen, no, I think we could forego that now. But thank you. Now, finally, before I give up the microphone to Dan, I think Vicky might have something else to say about the winners.
So this year is going to be new because we're going to have an award, a surprise award, for the individual who brings in the most new members. I know, it's backwards. So next time we'll play your music, guys, on the 21st. That's when we have our next meeting, okay? So bring people on the 7th, bring people on the 14th. On the 21st is our next meeting, and we'll give you an update on where you guys stand.
And Vicki, don't forget to tell everybody there are ways to collect points for your team. How is that, other than inviting people to the Rotary Luncheons?
The only other way to get points is by bringing guests. Or I mean by getting them to join. Yeah, by getting a member. And that's how you win the surprise, by being the person who brought in the most new members.
So just to reiterate that, folks, it's great to invite people to lunch, but you got to set the hook. You got to set the hook. You got to get them to join Rotary. That's what we're all about. That's what March Madness is all about. Okay, getting people to join Rotary.
Well, April 3rd, we're going to announce the winner, the team, and we're also going to announce the individual that won. So that I believe it's the 29th of March is the last day to get your applications in for new members. Okay.
And I might be speaking out of turn, and this is a closely guarded secret, but the winner is actually getting a $1 gift card from Harlow's Gardens. Is that a green light for that? Okay, here we go.
Such excitement. I have to let you know that years ago when I won the March Madness and I was given the basketball net thing and a pair of scissors, I had not the foggiest idea what to do with it. And you all saw me looking at it, what the heck do I do? Anyway.
Margaret, 1 second for Diana.
Sure.
I forgot to say, if you're a team captain of a service project, we're going to be putting out a calendar of service dates coming up. It will help members decide what they want to work on. So if you haven't gotten me your dates, please do that. And as a reminder to everyone why you turn in your sheets, we have a monthly prize of a $50 gift card to any Fox restaurant. And at the end of the year, we have like 10 incredibly great prizes. So get eligible for those. Thanks.
Thanks, Diana. Okay. What a fabulous meeting we've had today. Music, dancing, great audience participation. And yes, donate. Yes, please. You all know about that. I'm going to limit my comments there because we're very tight on time. Read that. But I want to thank you, all of you, and our virtual guests for coming today. And I do hope, seriously, you enjoyed the meeting. I've only just remembered to ask, what the heck are the balloons about? Teams? Colors, okay. Make the donation if you will, per that. Thank you very much. I want to say happy birthday to Stu and to Sandra. Congratulations to Elijah and to Rob for joining Rotary, and congratulations to me on my Paul Harris. Please make sure to return your name tags to the basket on the registration table. Next week, remember, we're all going to be at Tesoro, Latin Kitchen, and registration is required. Toast and adjourn. Joe?
Repeat after me. Service above self.
We are adjourned.